early do you think they were?
Okay, let's call the meeting to order. It's Thursday, August 31st, 2017. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Born and upborn.
Okay. Any more
Meetings?
minutes or reports received and filed?
No.
No. Got any more new meetings?
Yep. Got Eastside Business Association tomorrow. The radio show with Ellinger Sunday. And that's it. Monday. Something's Monday. I can't remember what that is.
Labor Day.
Oh yeah, I'll be working.
Anything new? I don't either. I think we're gonna kind of go out of order and let Donnell, circuit clerk, to discuss budget, because at 9 o'clock we've got something. Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate you
12
coming in
minutes.
early. Oh, well, we'll probably get done quicker than that. I just wanted to go over basically my increase request for my budget. So I had given you originally my budget, but this just is an increase request. So on the part-time assistants, I currently have one part-time person, but I'm requesting 2 additional to be able to complete a project that we started with regarding probate records that are up in the attic still. There was records that go back to the 1800s.
Will those be finished next year?
Yeah, if I have this with these 2 employees, the state paid for it, but they are no longer going to be funding this type of work. So I will not have special funding from the state.
Nice to get those out of there and done with.
So I'm requesting that once I have the hours for the 2 employees, they'll be coming in. I would like them to come in 2 days a week to complete it. It's going to be around 800 hours to complete it, and then we'll be done with all the records up there. There are some sound recording tapes that eventually I have to do something with that are up there.
800 hours each, or?
No, total. It's like, I think 781, I think is what approximately 700 hours, sorry. And there's supporting documents with that as well. Next is just a kind of a reminder that the equipment service contract is up next year. So I'll have to go through the bid process again, or I'd like to go through the bid process again in regards to getting some key new copiers and locations there. They need to have faster machines.
So equipment services contract, so is that just for the maintenance, or?
Right now she's leasing.
Right, yeah. Now, we'll own them after the lease is up.
So you're gonna buy them, buy the lease
It's a
out?
buyout, $1 buyout. Yeah.
But you're looking to get rid of them?
Just a few, not all of them. I'm probably going to need to continue with the service contract just to make sure that they're under a maintenance agreement. But then I would like to purchase some new, faster machines, and like I said, in key locations. Right now, there are a couple of the divisions that copy a lot for court. They're running 33 pages per minute, I think, which is pretty slow when you're having 150 people on the docket and you're trying to copy stuff and get them in and out.
Okay.
All right, meeting and travel dues is the next line. I'm asking for $500 additional fees. It seems like each year I keep dipping into other funds to be able to get that paid. For clerks, I mean, I'm only guaranteed 2 clerks to work to college per year. That's paid by the state. So I send them to other associations, probate, and it's called MOPAC. It's probate and associate clerk college or association meetings. And then there's a circuit clerk meeting. It's in September each year. And like I said, I'm just requesting additional funds for that. And then there's documentation on the funds, the additional funding that's been paid through our office. And then the office equipment, which is, I would like to have a line for office equipment. So not only do we have the supplies, but then we have office equipment. Right now, most of our printers are really old, and it seems like I've just ordered 2 new ones because one just broke again. It seems like every time I have one extra, it goes and I have to order a new one just to have on hand. So I've already got 2 new ordered right now, so that's gonna put me up to 7 printers ordered this year. And most everybody's got old printers. When I say old printers, they're probably 13 years old. So I assume that we're gonna be replacing a lot of those in the next year. And then with this, I have supporting documents on printers in here, and they're all color coded so you can see what we were spending money on. Then the last 5 and 6 is just basically provides examples for contributions that the court that we have done, that we've paid for preservation of the records and improvements to the building. And that's it.
So the copiers you're talking about, are they individual copiers that sit at people's desks, or?
No, copiers are within each office.
Yeah, but you're, okay, I meant
So
printers.
Printers are all at individual desks, yes.
So is that something that has to stay there, or why can't you use the copiers?
Well, because they're printing things at their desks when JIS, the Justice Information System, requires a printer for us to print to a local printer so that when we merge documents for service and so forth. And we only have 1 copier per office. So that would be a little cumbersome to get up and go to the copier every time you needed to merge something.
Seems like in this day and age, we shouldn't be printing anything.
Unfortunately, that's not the case. We have to provide service copies to the individuals. We have to provide certified copies to individuals. We are going through a major change in regards to we're updating all of our scanners. We just ordered and tagged 27 new scanners. Those scanners that we're replacing, we are going to be giving them to the Sheriff's Department, and hopefully within the next year we will be electronically passing our information back and forth, but it's not required, it's requested. So I'll be working with, hopefully we'll be working with the Sheriff's Department so that we can then send our information electronically, but we shall see how that works.
So when you say you have to provide certified copies, do we charge for those?
Yeah,
So where's that money going? Why can't that money be used to replace these printers?
it goes to you all.
Just goes on the revenue side of certain.
Uh-huh.
It does not outweigh the budget by any means, by their total budget.
Right.
Everything just goes into GR and then you budget to pay it out. It's, you can't tack, you can't have it at the same time you put it in.
What's the charge on that?
I don't know what you guys charge for that.
Oh, we
Are those
charge
set by
50
the
cents.
state?
We charge 50 cents a page, $3 minimum, with $1 for certification.
Is that something you control, or is that something the commission can change the rates on? I guess is more the question.
It's set by local court rule.
Set by what?
Local court rule.
Or
It is set by state then?
It's set by the county and bank, the court and bank.
the judges?
I mean, those prices don't sound outlandish by any means, but if that's basically all it's being used for, then it should pay for itself. If we need it.
Oh, yeah, I mean, our revenue definitely is higher than our budget request.
Okay.
No, I don't think
For the circuit clerk's office?
so. Well, and so, a few years ago, we split the judges and the circuit clerk, so they used to all be one. Now we have court services and the circuit clerk. All of the revenue goes into Donnell's budget. So even though there's two expense departments that one revenue covers.
And as far as the personnel goes, when we first started with part-time employees for the circuit, it was to pay for microfilming and getting their records, you know, in the new building or in the storage over at Shepherd's. And it was really only supposed to last 2 years. We are probably in the 6th year, 5 or 6 years of that. So on top of the one we already have, I understand she wants to add 2 more part-time.
But that's just for temporary. It's only for one project, and I have included the hours that is requested.
Okay.
What hourly rate? You said 700 hours at what?
One of them is being paid 12, and one of them is being paid 10.
Yeah, did you get one of those sheets? That she just gave us today? It's all on there.
Here, and you'll be seeing it too.
Yeah, it's all in there.
So what about the microfilming? Is that,
We are still currently scanning in pending cases. Still.
when is that gonna end?
Well, as soon as we have them all scanned in. The pending
That's not a good
cases, that
answer.
is. It seems like it's always
When we're
comes up,
done.
because you can
When we're
always
done,
have
yeah.
modification. We still haven't completed all of the probate records, so the probate records are still, we probably have another 600 cases to scan in on those. And then we definitely have cases with modifications that come up, so we pull them from off-site, they open back up, so they become pending, so we have to scan those in. Same thing with probation revocations. If they're on probation and they have a probation revocation, we've got to scan those cases in for the judges to be able to see the file.
So is that a never?
I'm sure it will end, but if you request that, I had actually said that if we were to do every single pending open cases, I would need to have two full-time people for at least 3 years. And I've had one part-time person for 5 years. This year will be the 5th year.
Guess I'd like to take a look at what we're charging and see if we couldn't, increase those revenues just so that we can cover the costs that are associated with circuit and the courts. We got one revenue side and two expense sides.
Donnell, could you supply us with the charges that you're able to charge for that?
Yeah, sure can.
Okay. Is it on that monthly report?
It's actually on the local court rules, so I can just pull it off of there. It was 25 cents a page, up until 2000. I think we did a change in it in 2014. So we doubled our prices in 2014.
I'm trying to gas people, but if they take an email copy, then maybe it's free, but take the printed copy, then maybe it's $2 or whatever.
Well, we are required by statute to give certified copies of judgments to the individuals. So those we'll never be able to charge for those. That's required. Can't do that. If someone comes in and requests it later, we can make those copies and certify them and charge them. But when it's set by statute that we have to notify the parties, we're going to be continually using a lot of paper to send notifications.
So not only are you printing the paper, but you're using an envelope and a stamp.
Statute says the clerk shall provide copies.
there's really no action today. The budget
No.
will go up to the
Yeah.
budget officer.
Right, this is just
Yeah.
to explain my budget requests.
I don't have any more questions.
I don't know.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Donnell.
And it is 9 o'clock, or a
Is it
little after 9 o'clock.
I think the budget hearing will go fast.
This is a different
We wanna-
laptop, but we hit.
We want to go there. Or
Public
the
hearing?
public hearing.
Yeah. Public hearing for the 2017 tax levy. Do you want to do this
Sure.
first, and then we'll open it to the public?
You want to do that first, explain it first, and then open it?
Or we
Okay.
can-
Well, this is our annual setting of the tax levy. You set it for public works, and you also set it for general revenue. Basically, you come up with the assessed valuations from the county assessor to the county clerk, and then we go through a formula here to figure out the tax rate. Cole County is unique because in 2002, you guys passed the EMS sales tax, and that had a 60% rollback provision in it. The 60% rollback is based on sales tax. So you have to base it on the sales tax for the current year, and then you have to see if you did it right for the year before, based on the first 6 months. When we did 17, or estimated for 16, I had to reduce it by $5,000. So what this is just a mechanism to make sure that we stay equal between property tax and sales tax. So the levy on GR may look like it went up, but most of that is due to balancing out the sales tax. So what I'm suggesting is you set the tax levy for GR at .0821 and the road and bridge .2716 for 2017. If you guys have any questions, we did have reassessment year, which basically took it up a little bit more than 1%, 1.01, and we also had a little bit of new growth.
Okay. We will open it up for public hearing. Is anybody who wants to speak on our tax levy? If not, we will close the public hearing. We just need approval.
And we could do each one of them separate if you don't mind, because there's a sheet for each one.
Okay.
So, GR, again, I'd ask you to set the rate at .0821,
Do we need motions to open the hearing?
probably, open and shut it.
Okay.
I don't think we've ever done that in the past.
Well, you should, well, I don't know, we do that, but.
I don't know for sure. I don't remember all I did last night.
It was two different things on the agenda.
Where's our parliamentarian? Where's the guy that knows about all those rules?
Yeah.
You want to make a motion to open the public hearing? I'll second it.
Yes, I will make a motion to open.
I will second. All in favor?
Aye.
Do you want to make a motion to close the public hearing?
Yes.
I will second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. So, first
Okay,
one.
what's the .08 what?
For GR is .0821.
I move that we set the tax levy for general revenue at .0821.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
And then .2716 on road and bridge.
Yes.
I move that we set the tax levy for road and bridge at .2716.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anything else?
Nope.
Okay. Do we have
Don't have anything else.
any other issues?
I move we go into closed session pursuant to section 610.021 of the revised statutes of Missouri for legal action sub 1.
Second.
Roll call?
Sam?
Yes.
Jeff?
Yes.
Chris?
Yes.